welcome to another special edition of the warm-up show with the hockey coach guru, Coach Frenchie, directly for us. Cloudy day in Florida. Coach Frenchie is in the house, and we have to go all the way to the north in Ontario, Toronto, to find a co-host, Mr. ENORTAP, back in the house.
Bonjour, Coach. Happy Wednesday to everybody. Big, busy day today.
Yes. And like everybody knows, like we predict and like we wish, and that's happening after Ken Hughes called us last night, and they asked Mr. ENORTAP and Coach Frenchie, what do you think? We said it's the time to cut it and to fire, and we did it. They did it. The Montreal Canadiens fired the head coach, Dominic Charm, after an unsuccessful season so far, and they named a new interim head coach. Surprisingly, a lot of people, I'll be honest with you, Martin St. Louis become the head coach interim until the end of the season. I can see a lot of connection between Ken Hughes and the other players inside his firm in the past. So congratulations to Martin St. Louis, French Canadian born in Montreal area, and is going to become the head coach of Montreal Canadiens. So before we welcome everybody, we're going to jump to you for just give us about 1 minute what your impression about the new coach and the fire of Dominic Charme.
Coach, it's, last night was what they proverbially called the bottom of the barrel. Like, really, it couldn't have got any worse. I think in the last 5 games, we allowed 33, 34 goals. You just can't continue like that. And then when you have one of your players even, and I admire him for standing up in Anderson and saying, what he did in terms of embarrassment, that says it all. It was inevitable, I think. I think they may have entertained initially to leave him alone for the whole year. But after last night, that it couldn't continue like that.
Yep. Quick comments from in French from Nicolas. He said, all the coach are fired in February.
Valentine's Day.
Terrien, Julien, et Ducharme. So if you coach Montreal, if you go through the February, you'll be fine. You have to wait one more year after that. So that's the key behind that one. There's a great comments, Nicolas, about that one over there. We welcome a couple of people already jump in the chat. So we come Mr. Jose Duarte is directly from New York with a lot of snow. He sent me a picture, Mr. ENORTAP, a lot of snow in New York. So Mr. Jose Duarte in the house today.
Jose. Hi, Jose. Welcome. Hope you're doing better.
We have Nicolas de Kobe-Bono, also directly from la province de Québec, dans le sud de Sherbrooke, vient de rejoindre avec beaucoup de commentaires à propos des Canadiens de Montréal. Welcome aboard.
Hi, Nicolas.
We have also Mr. Alex McLean, directly from les Maritimes, dans la belle province, pas dans la belle province, dans le pays du Canada. Alex McLean. From Finland, Mr. Jamo Virtanen is in the house.
Hello, Yarmo.
We have also Mr. Alexei, the Scout Dubuc, is with us tonight.
Hey, Alexei. How are you?
And we have, of course, the bud, the monkey, the boy, but the monkey is back with us tonight.
Hey, bud. Welcome.
We have also Mr. Alan Barnes, returned with us tonight with us. Welcome aboard, Mr. Alan.
Welcome, Alan.
And we have Mr. Joseph Laham, where everything is big over there, whatever is the cookies or everything, the truck or the barbecue at the mill, at the restaurant. Everything is big over there. Mr. Joseph Laham in the house.
Welcome, Joseph.
Talking about Joseph. 5-2 last night, dominate the prediction, following by Kelly at 4-3. Coach, Bottom Monkey, Roger L, Ron Kings 20, Danny T 3 and 4, and in our top, Dixon hit at 2 and 5. Finally, at the end with a 1 and 6. It's not been a lot, but Yamo, Jose Duarte, and Andy Koivula are finalists this 1 and 6. The right score, congratulations to Bottom Monkey, Roger L, Dixon, and Danny T. Congratulations. And with only 1 point last night, just give you an idea, it was not a great night for everybody. Yamo and Danny T got 1 point. Danny T is the second night back-to-back. He got the fantasy players. And no ENORTAP hat-trick last night. Nobody got it. Unfortunately, but great performance for Joseph Laham last night, and also Danny T on the right score, and also at the end with that part there. Mr. Andrew back in the house. We have an amazing. He did very well with us during the lunchtime at the morning skate. Mr. Andrew, he said the donkey is gone. Yahoo! It was like the deer in front of the headlights. St. Louis, great to see you, Coach. In our top, you're welcome, Mr. Andrew. Thanks for joining us.
Great job today, Andrew.
José said, even the toes is bigger in Texas, and also the eggs.
Yes.
The eggs are big, so big they don't see the toes behind the eggs. That's what happened about that one over there in Texas over there. Mr. R.J. Calabro is the back. And Stratic said that no one on the team will ever skip legs day again. Welcome aboard, Mr. Stratic. Thanks to join us today.
Welcome, Stratic.
Busy night for Mr. Stratic. The Edmonton play and the Seattle play tonight. So he's going to be busy with 2 games. Hopefully not at the same time. Jose said, wow, Edmonton showed out last night. Yeah, second time for the last couple of weeks. They did that. Coach, I'm setting my score early. Put this all together by the monkey, if you don't mind, so I can save it. And I can see a bit about that one over there. Thank you, ENORTAP. You're awesome too. We know Coach is the man. Thank you so much, Andrew. Appreciate a lot. Fais-tu un live ce soir? Yes, Alexis, we do a special live tonight. We do the power play at 9 o'clock tonight. We are going to do about the Montreal Canadiens, so that's what we're going to do. Martin Saint-Louis is the new head coach. And Miss Kelly, welcome aboard. You are awesome. Miss Kelly back.
Hi, Kelly.
I got it by the monkey. Thanks to let me know that way. That's what I'm talking about. If you want to get fantasy players, just put the name on it. Vancouver over Islanders for 2, not a problem. And Dixon show up with the song na 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 na. Dixon, welcome aboard.
Welcome, Dixon.
Martin St. Louis is a new coach, Dixon, about that. So I just want to mention this. And Nicolas, I'm going to talk to you about I know you talk a lot, and I will answer to you. We're going to jumping on that the next 5 minutes. About I have to put Edmonton on the big TV because my wife likes the Oilers, smoke a Kraken, and then I have the Kraken game on my iPad. Yeah. And once you go to bed, just switch the game after that. I think that would be the best thing to do. But, wow, Edmonton. Wow. You know, we talk about Montreal, it's not looking good over there. It's at Montreal, but Edmonton have a lot of problem also over there about that one over there. I don't know, we miss everybody. It looked like it's a slow night, but we want to ask you, please don't forget to click on the likes somewhere in the chat. Click on the likes. That's the key behind everything. But, you know, we're going to jump in right away about that because we have a lot of stuff going on around. And at the beginning, we always start with Mr. ENORTAP. Do I need to find the music? Again, I need to put the music higher. It's always at the bottom on my screen. I cannot find the music until I see ENORTAP. Here we go. It's time for another Open Face-Off introduction with Mr. Aka Bob Gainey ENORTAP. He's going to tell us what he paid his attention in the last 24 hours, and I'm pretty sure the last 2 hours, pretty sure he's going to bring some information. Maybe talk about the game last night. So it's time to welcome Mr. ENORTAP.
Oh, thank you, Coach. Last night, what an eventful evening, eh? Just a busy night. Starts with my predictions being horrible. I went a miserable 2-5 yesterday. Just not good enough. That's all.
Well, you said,
but
I thought you'd take Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you did. But and I should have as well, because I should have known better that without Malkin in the lineup, the Pittsburgh plays better and they should have won it. But I gave Boston the benefit of the doubt, unfortunately. But speaking about the Boston game, a couple things that stood out there. Of course, we saw Bergeron leaving the game. Hopefully, it's not a serious injury there. We saw Marchand back to some of his, old day antics with what he did with Jari, and then towards the end of the game with a hit to the face and then also a stick. So from what I hear, he's being called in person to the hearing. So to me, when you're called in person, that could be a sizable suspension. I think it could be, a 5-gamer, because he does have a previous history. So we'll wait and see what happens there. And then the other couple things from that game, of course, we haven't heard officially, but perhaps Tuukka Rask is going to be hanging up the skates. I think he's given it a shot and realizes it's, the injuries at a particular age are harder to sort of cure. So we'll probably be hearing that. And depending on what happens with the Bergeron case, Coach, I heard today that, right now he's been playing outside of Canada, but we could see Krejci maybe making a comeback. The only hindrance there would be the fact that he would have to go through waivers, and obviously somebody could very easily pick him up. But he would be a useful addition for Boston if they could swing that. So that was the Boston game. The Minnesota Wild game and the Jets game was just a lot of action, a lot of good physicality. I think Winnipeg played a great game. Both teams skated very, very well. This is the kind of Jets team that I thought we were going to get most of the season. So we'll see if this is enough. And of course, there were a couple of fights, both with Marcus Foligno and Lowry. And there's the incident there that in one of the fights when the player went down, Lowry, that Foligno tried to knee him towards the head area. So he's up for disciplinary action as well. I suspect he might get 1 or 2 games as well for that. And I mean, there's so much more from last night, but I'm going to stop there and get other people's reaction and yours, of course.
Yeah, we have so right about that. We welcome a couple of people already show up. Mr. Alan Vaillancourt and Irene Vaillancourt. Welcome directly from Kentucky.
Welcome.
What about Mr. Frank the Cubano? Zalazar is back.
Welcome, Frank.
Right now, they are prepared for the match Edmonton, Florida, the next couple of weeks. Kelly said Brett Marchand 20 game. About that, will be interesting. And Mr. François A6 Max is back in the chat.
Welcome, Francois.
And out of the shack, out of the fishing, and the fish told him,
"Go fish, go fish, go fish, go fish."
And that's what happened to him, honestly. And then, Roger said to us, to Danny T back in the house today.
Welcome, Danny. How's it going, buddy? Any fish today?
Yeah, so, you're absolutely right. A lot of things happening. Yesterday was a rock and roll in the country last night because you have so many things happening. Every game after some particular, segment where, the Carolina 4-0. Never see this a lot during the season. They gave now 8 goals, I believe, in the last 2 games. And then you have the Pittsburgh losing 2-0, come back 4-2 with the Brett Marchand circus last night over there. Then the physicality of Winnipeg Jet was unbelievable over there. Another destroy, rock and roll Montreal Canadiens last night where that's enough, it's enough. And then you can go Edmonton,
Ottawa.
shut out, make Dressel and make David. Unbelievable. What about Bruce? There he is. Bruce, there he is. Again, 5-1 over the Arizona. You have, and then what about Ovechkin? 6 games with no goal. And Washington fall apart a little bit more and more. And, and the game they lose like that, but not Edmonton, Washington, but Edmonton is so important, those games and the race for them. Minnesota can lose a game like that. But Winnipeg could not lose that game like Edmonton. And right there, today, when you wake up, Winnipeg at 4 points. And now Edmonton lost. And that's, like that would be like this. Like you have another game tonight, you're going to talk to a little bit later. That's what happening about that. And we're not done yet because Elio Biancucci back in the house from Montreal area. Bob the truck, Bob the builder, Bob the stock back in the house.
Bob the stock? No, Bob the truck.
And directly from Colorado, Denver. He's on vacation like Buddy Monkey until next week. The Colorado are not play. Good news, McKinnon back on the ice, practice a lot of one-timer shot. I'm talking about Steve G in the house.
Welcome, Steve.
Great question from Frank about that. What would you like to see moving forward now with Martin St. Louis as a coach?
Some reparations, Frank. That's a very good question. I think he's got his hands full in terms of changing the climate and the atmosphere in the change room and on the ice. But more importantly, we need to see the proper development of the younger prospects that we have, giving them the ice time they need, allowing them to make the mistakes that they need to make so that next year they're a lot better prepared, and adhering to a system, right? Like that's one thing we didn't see much with Ducharme. They have to instill a disciplined system that they all buy into and carry them through. It's okay to lose at this point. As a matter of fact, we almost, I hate to say we almost welcome that because of the draft pick, but we want to see the effort there every single night.
Yeah, those people, right, can use Jeff Gordon are smart people. They are, the knowledge about hockey is very high IQ, and then they are smart people. What they saw last night is exactly what millions of people, fans, Montreal Canadiens saw last night. They at some point, enough is enough, right? And I think, like I explained to you before the show, we talk each other. The hemorrhagie is over now. They just put a big band-aid on it. And now Martin St. Louis is going to calm down everything. He's going to fix this part at the Montreal Canadiens to be sure they're not going to lose 7-1 and 6-1. It's going to be hard at the beginning, right? But you're going to see a little bit more energy inside that team, And the thing, right away, they cannot wait more than 1 week to trade Jeff Petrie. Because he's going to go again. It's like now we bring the water, and now you're going to get the water out right away because Petrie is going to, what the first thing he's going to do is going to be upset. He's going to get another negativity right away on the bat. It's going to be, again, him, everything like that. Because what's happening like that, I wouldn't be surprised, Martin St. Louis make some, turn some players, say, you know what, don't want to play, buddy? I'm going to fix your problem. I don't care, me. So
sit over there.
and the same spot and the same thing. At the same time, Martin St. Louis have 37 games now to show, to use, and Gordon, I want the job. I'm not here for interim. Yeah. You gave me the interim tag, but I'm not here for interim tag. I want to be head coach next year. So I'm going to give everything possible to be sure you go to give me that chance to stay with it, that opportunity. So you're going to see a different atmosphere around the team, a new system. You're going to see maybe more, transition, like a joint rush, and more more different thing, creativity of Martin St. Louis. So it'll be interesting, new line. And, and Montreal have to make the big decision with Dave O'Rack coming back the next couple of days. They have to rescind one and Laval for that part over there. Is it a waiver or is it a young kid like Caulfield or Poland? So a lot of things is going to happening about that. But for me, it's a fresh air. It's coming to blow out those negativity around the team. That's the first thing for me at that one over there. Then after that, let him controlling this for the next couple of weeks, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and then figure out what a Montreal. But me, the next move right now is Jeff Petrie. He had to get out right away. Whatever you don't reach the level you expect and return, it will clean up the negativity around that team over there. That would be the first one. And then, you know what? Gallagher don't want to play here anymore. Let's go with Gallagher. Another one does not want to play here. Let's move on about that one there. And clean who does not want to play in Montreal. And then after that, move on with who want to play in Montreal. If it's Pesada, Dauphin, and Poland, let them play. At least they would play with work ethic and with pride and with heart. And that's what we're looking for, some heart inside of that part over there. So I think that would be the right things about that. You have so many people talking right now. I'm losing the feed of everything about that one over there. Let's go back again here. So I think we answered Frank very well. Adam Laurie got knee and the head in the fight. Vegas announced a spearfishing vacation injury for Nolan Patrick. Where night. Hey, coach, your Goldfather. Imagine St. Louis coaching and St. Louis. But it's not going to happen at that moment. St. Louis would be more an interim coach. Randy said when he was still to lose game, but with class. That's pretty much what we said. That's right. Any coaching experience for Martin? Not really, be honest with you, but he's been there. It's funny because St. Louis' son is on the draft this year, Ryan St. Louis. You have Jack Hughes' son is on the Ken Hughes is on the draft also. So you have a lot of that kind of age. They are there. All those people are coming from Westmount and Montreal.
That's right.
That's the country club now is coming. I would be surprised Jim Montgomery coming from the Westmount is going to be a part of the Montreal Canadiens. That's another subject. Yamo said this. Rask just announced retirement. So congratulations to Tico Rask. Ramon, thanks to join us. I love those kind of news. The news. I sneer a 3-year contract extension, keeping him behind the bench through 24-25. Here we go. Randy, you were saying which to saying which. That's not going to exist. Not going to happening. Purposely thinking that was not work. The Oilers did forever. It did not work, but the 1 year they actually retired and they actually at the end of the year they got McDavid. It's just we are on the wrong year. That's hard. I want to clarify to rest Paul about out. What are your thoughts on the new news lead? One of the things this time is the third time is but monkey, it's very hard to give you a statement. It's like 1649 when they play hockey at that time, and you don't really know that quality of hockey about that one. Everything before like 1940, guys, the equipment, the players, they play a 7 player per team. It's not the same where we at. You cannot compare those generation with what we at that moment. But a guy make those kind of points. He was a great hockey player for sure, honestly, but a monkey. It's just like that kind of hockey you have today compared that time. It was completely not there. First Longo, then Rene, and then Longquist now, and Tuukka Rask. Yep, that's the tunnel. That's the wheel. Call this the wheel and hockey. And then Asham, good evening. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes.
Welcome.
We have 21 likes and 23 people watching. Who will be the assistant for GM? Great question, Elio, about that. I think they're not going to push this yet. I think they're going to try to fix more the team around it. Then they will bring an assistant GM at the right time. So for me, that will happen more after the season or at the end of the season. So when I said after the season, so the last game is April 29. So you're going to have May and June, then the draft. That kind of period could have an assistant GM, or after that, July, to maybe the new GM's going to take care about the Laval Rocket, everything like that. I think that's the way they will do that for sure. That's my prediction about that. Hope this will change for you all fans. Can you get Marisol Julie on the show? She was a Kraken beat writer, but far now. Well, I can hire her. That's no problem. Let me connect with her. I will ask her if she wants to come in the morning at 12. Give him time. He will adjust. I see Elias record a 4-6 in the next 10 game. I see only 2, and I will be happy. And I don't know the difference where I just don't want 7-1. I don't want to see after the game is 5-1. I just want to have 20 players wearing the jersey, the red jersey, the logo, the CH, the abs right now, and they work hard. I don't care if it's called Toffoli or Smith or Decoto or Rubenov. I don't care if it's Babanov or it's Kokonov. It's all about me. 20 players go through the wall, and they lose 6-5 or they lose 2-1, but you know what? You put your head up when you get out the locker room. Say, you know what? We gave everything, every ounce energy we have. We did the best we can. That's the outcome we cannot control. But the thing they can control is how they play and how they work. That's the only thing they can control at that moment. And that's kind of philosophy. But the problem is this. Every time Duchamp talk, every time Richardson talk, the bad apple in the back of the class right now, the 26, the Muppet, right? What he does, he just shake his head, go in, go out. He go dinner with a teammate, and he talk what? Against the Montreal Canadiens. Talk what? Everything. And I mentioned to you yesterday, he talked with his wife, Julie, all about Nick and Stay. Everything he does, it's called a bad apple. And the problem with that bad apple is carrying a second bad apple. And then the second bad apple bring a third bad apple. But a strong coach can kill those 3 bad apples by the 17 or the 19 other players to take care about them and let the 3 bad apple. What I was going to was kind of coach me in our tap. I have 2 bad apples, the 3 bad apples. I put them in the same locker, at the same hotel room. I let them all the time hanging. Because when they're hanging together, the only thing they talk is against everybody, but there are only 3. So I was hanging there left and right, and I would exclude them from the group. Right? I would have a dinner table. I would put the 3 names. Boom, 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 table F. Go over there. And then the rest of it was E, D. So they were stuck by themselves. They cannot influence. When you have 1, 2 bad apple, that's how he works. But right now, it's too much for Dominic Schramm, and that's the reason he got fired. I don't know. They cannot control anything about that. The hockey god will only make your draft pick good if really try. So, yeah. Marcel Dion or Michael Bossy, both of them. You talk about a center, a right winger by the Monkey, so I think it will be both of them. Now he's going with Philippe Pousseau and Guy Lafleur. I will say to you, Philippe Pousseau or Marcel Dion and Guy Lafleur again by Bossy. So you compare 2 right winger and you compare 2 center, and that would, you have a better answer. Not say it's not right what you ask. I just said you try to. It's like Larry Robinson compare or Jacques Plante, right? It's no work. Everybody have their own, Brett Hall with Michael Bossy example. You try to get the same position as a winger, because when you talk about a center, it changed completely the philosophy of compare everything like that. Any thought on where Sean might go from here? Yes, he's going to do a party at the strip club tonight for a couple of nights. He's going to stay there. He's going to hide for a couple of weeks, and he's not going to hear anything about that one, unfortunately, for him. I don't know, you don't want everybody deserve those kind of fire. You have been there before. You don't want, it's a sad day for him. Whatever you have, good or bad, Everybody, when you sign a contract to be coach, you're going to be fired at one day. You never know when. The circumstance make him lost his job today. It's not his full responsibility. It's a full of circumstance, injuries, COVID, Marc Bergevin, and everything can go right there. He's a part of this, but we don't want someone, like that.
And coach, at the end of the day, he's a human being like all of us. We all make mistakes. We're not talking about Dom Ducharme, the human being. I'm sure he's a wonderful person. We're just talking about the coaching ability here, and we've been dumping on him and justifiably for what he hasn't done. But let's take a moment as well to thank him for that great run that he put Montreal through last year. Like he was part of that as well, and we need to sometimes acknowledge that as well.
Well, the guy knows hockey, right? He's established a name around the Team Canada and the junior. He's will be successful all the way until the happening this year, right? But it's the bomb of what is a hockey coach career. It's never going to be all the way on a winning side. You're going to lose some season, back out lost, and every team, every coach lost at some point. And unfortunately, that's happened. But again, at the end of the day, the guy knows it X and O. It just maybe was not the right time at that moment. It was not a good fit at that moment to continue. It was just too much for him to. And one thing I would say to you, because I believe I watch almost every press conference, the morning, the evening after the game, every time that. One thing he never changed is the way he talked positively all the time about his player and the team, protect everybody, never been negative about anything. He never lost his cool and front the camera. He's always been respectful with everything happening, and that's something, because I can tell you that he could be upset after the game. You lose 8-2, 7-1, or 6-2, and you see those crappy players that not show up, but you cannot do anything. You have to zip and try to keep your composure in front of the camera. After 10, 20 minutes or 30 minutes after that, you have to take a breath, everything. But he never changed. He never been that kind of coach where he always been respect. And, so some, right. As he said, human being is great also behind that. And we just wish the best for him. And so somehow, somewhere, he's going to rebound somewhere. I'm pretty sure it's not over for him. On different ways, for sure. Montreal need play the intensified the Montreal Canadiens history, not fly by night. What do you think about the firing the coach in our tap, Echo? Then we're going to talk about this. We just talked about this like 10 minutes ago, but we're going to talk about this tonight at 9 o'clock. Can you step in as a coach to finish the year like Guinea did? No, not at all. Not at all. We have Martin Saint-Louis now, so we're all good. We are all set up. Interesting, Ovechkin has the same point game as the Yegor Panarin. Good afternoon, Ron Kings, 20 in the house. Not really. Honestly, Régent Houle and Mario Tremblay was again worse about that. Does Martin Saint-Louis have to step on the bench on the beach to see the ice? How to step on the bench on you talk about because he's small guys. Okay, I got it. Some P in the house. All Sean need to do was show a bit of passion. He would have to keep his job. Glad to move happening. Some Dunick should donate necessarily to the charity. Coach, be careful if Muppet listening to you right now. When Muppet going to Florida, he will throw you a rotten apple to you. I'm not worried about that. He cannot cross the Michigan. He's still in Michigan, so I'm fine about that. Roger L., welcome aboard. Say a few words for the dummy. We just did it. Tampa Bay legend and Mr. RJ gave us some information. It's sad for Chum, but he's waiting on the Boston in Detroit for Petrie to join him. But I do wish the best. Imagine he goes somewhere and then Jeff Petrie show up over there. That would be funny. The player will respect and respond better at St. Louis. I agree with you, Alan, at that moment. They need a new voice. They need a new chant. They need something. They cannot stay in that old that way over there. So to hire someone with no coaching experience, hard to swallow. I don't see that one that way, Manny. It's not about coaching. It's a guy play in NHL for many years. He's won over 1,000 points. And then those kind of player like him, he knows exactly what the X and O. And he follow hockey for that. So he gets retired. He coached his son all the way from 9 years old, all the way. He was on the East Coast, New York area, Boston area, coaching those kind of the players over there. I play against him, I coach against him on the Showcase Junior a couple of years against his son, every time that. So he's never been out of the hockey. Now, with experience like Luke Richardson, everybody is going to be fine. Why it's going to be a little bit time for him is to adapt at the speed of the game behind the bench, to react about which line I'm going to send again, which one. Why he's has a difficult time on the road, because on the road he had no chance. So those kind of little like that, that's maybe I would be a little bit worried about that at the beginning. But he's going to adapt quickly. And for me, I'm not too much worried about that. For me, he brings some respect inside the locker room. I think it's the end of the road for him, saying he is all good with money. My pet would like to go to an ENORTAP salon. Jose, possible about that. Bye-bye, Dédé. François Pitre in the house. Look, we were supposed to go to another area, like somewhere else, like here. But unfortunately, we cannot go there because we are late already. We talked too much, Mr. ENORTAP. Do you think Danny Briere has a chance to be GM at Montreal before? No. Danny Briere is going to be with the Flyers forever. He's going to be assistant GM, and then he's going to be promoted as GM when they're going to fire Cliff Fletcher. So just a question. It's another band-aid over there, and that he's going to get a job over there, Randy, about that. They need to build a little bench so Martin can see over the players. That's possible. It could happen. Agriculturally, we are winning on the division NHL level. Is a true champions. Okay, what did I miss? UP got a job. No, it's a badaboom. For the Nordic Quebec, I got a job. Wow, Saint Louis, François. Yeah, my bet need a storm talking to the Dublek Salon at the St. Catherine. Here we go. It's going to be the greatest move ever for the biggest flop. I don't think so that way, François. I think you have to go finish the season, and then after that you can readjust everything like that. A lot of times we have to go right there. At the beginning, we do only one today because we are late, and we don't like to be late. I'm talking about who are they? We're looking for the goaltender. Easy today, because we have to move on quickly. It's an easy one for Mr. ENORTAP.
Yeah, I think so.
Can someone knows the goaltender? Don't forget to click on the likes. We have 28. And people, we need more like Sunshock Stratic said. However, is Jacomin, 80 Shack Renault. We have a winner. Let's whip it. Jacques Plante. Jacques Plante is almost did all the 6 team in NHL when he was the goaltender. To be honest with you, he went to Boston Rangers and also the Montreal Canadiens in Toronto. I think the only thing he did not do is Detroit.
Is it Gordie Howe as well, you think?
Gordie, oh, yeah, that's Gordie Howe.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Where does that come from? Martin Saint-Louis was the interview during the GM search? No, not allowed, Zeph. The connection of Ken Hughes. Those guys, Ken Hughes know about 6,000 players during his time. Martin Saint-Louis was with the firm of the Ken Hughes at some point, and then Vincent Lecavalier was with Ken Hughes. The connection of Martin Saint-Louis came for those area over there. So you're going to see Martin Saint-Louis went to the West Mount, and it's all about who do you know. And I think a great thing about this for me, in our type for everybody, they bring someone from outside and they bring in. It's not someone from inside. They know what's going on, everything. They try a new area. It's all a new management. And this is, for me, is a great start that way over there. They bring new people and they don't have to hear like what happened in the past. They don't know what happened in the past. They don't want to know that and they don't want to come back over there. So they go where they at today. And I'm sure that was already talking about this last week. Hughes was on the phone this weekend. And Hughes on a lot of people asking me today, why did not for him last week? Because there was a time Hughes was working to find a coach. And a lot of people was related, like me, I did today on my video with Luke Richardson. But at the end of the day, they was looking because he's not French Canadian, and they want to be sure they have a French Canadian over there. Here we go. Zef was not planned first match for sure. No, it's not the first match about that one, Zef, for sure. It was not his first match. Mr. ENORTAP, it's time for you to step up and to give us the 6 game and 17 minute.
Sure, no problem, Coach. Hopefully we'll have a little bit more success tonight than last night. But our first game, we've got Detroit, 20, 21, and 6, traveling to Philadelphia, 15, 22, and 8. I don't know if it's me, but I've noticed this year more so than other years, there's been a lot of it's sort of been a season filled with 10-game losing streaks, or maybe not 10, but 9 or 11, that kind of stuff. And in this case here, we had a franchise worst 13-game skid with the Flyers. Then they won consecutive games, two of them just before the All-Star break. So the Flyers are looking for their 3rd straight win tonight when they play the Red Wings. They're hoping that the delay doesn't sort of halt their winning ways, if we want to call it that. The Red Wings, well, they split their final 4 games before the All-Star break, but in their most recent game with I believe it was LA, they lost 5-3. They stumbled late and allowed 3 goals in the 3rd period. Otherwise, they had things in control. For Detroit, we definitely see some of the fruits of Yzerman coming to fruition. Some great stars on that team that will speak volumes into the future. But the guy I've seen the most improvement with this year has been Larkin. With his 23 goals and 21 assists this season, he's on board to probably have his best season yet. And according to him, it's because he has other pieces to work with, and he doesn't feel like the pressure's solely on him to have to go out there and score. Having said that, I have a sneaky suspicion that tonight's not their night, Detroit's. I think Philadelphia will win this game 3-2, Coach.
Awesome. 3-2. 3-2.
Yeah.
4-2 about that one with that. Alan Merkel said, I like the St. Louis hiring. The Canadian coach, sorry if we're not talking about Canadian. Sport LS, welcome aboard. No, we just talk about this. Thanks for joining us. And one element I didn't mention earlier is St. Louis and Dominic Champ play for the Vermont, Cottonmouth, and NCAA Division 1 in hockey, by the way. So I just want to mention that part over there. Here we go. Renaud talk about Dominic and Marty was teammates for 2 seasons over there. Thank you so much.
Great. Next game, we have Nashville against Dallas. Well, the Predators entered the All-Star break on a 4-0-1 run after going 0-3-1 in their previous 4 games. They scored at least 4 goals in each of their past 4 wins. So we're starting to see their offense come to fruition, which hasn't necessarily been their trademark. It's been more defensive style and obviously great goaltending. One of the keys to the Predators' success has been the play of Philip Forsberg, who has 5 goals in his past 4 games. He leads the team with 24 goals this season. and he's on pace for career high both in goals and points. The other guy is also Duchesne. He's also having a great season. It was a bit unpredicted for him, um, and those two have provided the bulk of the offense. Today's contest is the first of a light month for the Predators, who will play just 4 games in the next. They'll play 4 games in the next 10 days, with 2 days between each game. So right now they've played a little bit more than some of the other teams. So even though their standing looks pretty firm, they have to be very careful in the West, because there's a lot of teams that are soon going to be playing desperate hockey to try to get those playoff spots. And if they're not careful, they don't have any games in hand to try to get caught up. It's basically stay on top or not. The Stars have won 5 of their last 7, but still remain on the outside looking in terms of a playoff spot. They have enjoyed several winning streaks since late November, including 7 straight. I think it was towards the end of November to early December. But they've also had some losing streaks in between. And we've always said that their biggest downfall has been their consistency. And I don't see this being any different. I know Dallas plays well at home, but I think Nashville has to keep the pressure on, and I think they'll win this game 4-2, Coach. By the way, the last 10 games that these two teams have played, Nashville 7-3-0. So that was
Wow.
another reason for me to go with them. And next we have Chicago and Edmonton. Well, the Hawks, they've lost 3 in a row, and they're 1-5-2 in their last 8 games. Chicago has the third fewest points, 39, in the Western Conference, and the third lowest points percentage-wise at 424. Edmonton, what can we say? These games are extremely important for Edmonton. They're in the battle of their life. I still think they haven't addressed some of their key issues. We will probably see that happening if the opportunities are there, obviously. Yesterday, they lost 4-0, and really 4-0 was complimentary to them, because I think that it should have been more of a lopsided score than that. I don't know. I think they have to address these things quickly, because they're going to run out of games, and these are all games now they're starting to play within their own division, and playing against Chicago tonight has to be an absolute must for them. They can't be losing to teams that are below them in the standing as well. So I think that they'll respond. They have Skinner in net tonight. I think that they'll win 4-2, Coach.
By the way, we have to mention Danny set 4-0 last night against Edmonton.
Oh, did he? The exact score?
Yep.
Oh, great.
Yep.
I think he got that secret from one of his fish. I don't know.
Well, that's
We'll
possible
see.
too.
Next, we have Vegas and Calgary. Now, here's probably, in my estimation, going to be one of the best games tonight. The Flames begin a very busy stretch that's going to see them playing 7 games over a span of 13 days, because of all the COVID-19 related postponements. The Flames end the regular season with 40 games in 79 days, including in there 9 back-to-back sets. So it's going to be a tough schedule for them. They're really going to be tested. But, when they spoke to Markstrom about this, he said, that's great, because, I love playing the game. I hate practicing. So we'll see if his words come to fruition here. Vegas now has a 7-point lead over the Flames, who are fourth in the Pacific, but Calgary holds a 3-point lead over the Oilers with the final wild card spot in the Western Conference. And they have 5 games in hand on Vegas. So again, Vegas is one of those teams that they're getting ready to reintroduce Eichel, but they're going to have less games to play with. Uh, I I think this has got the markings of overtime here for me. I think Calgary really needs this game. I think that they're going to win in overtime by a score of 3-2. Coach.
4-3.
Okay, and next we have Arizona and Seattle. The Kraken went 2-0 in on a 4-game trip to. They played Pittsburgh, Boston, and then they were in New York. They played both the Islanders and the Rangers in that time. The Kraken defeated the Penguins in overtime and took 1-goal losses against the Rangers and the Bruins. So all those games were very close. They also had that 3-0 victory over the Islanders. So they've been playing some good hockey lately. They said that they're starting to feel like they have an identity, or it's coming, at least it's being exposed, that identity, and so they feel a lot more confident. Grubauer has been a lot more solid in that lately. So we'll see what happens here. The Coyotes lost 5-1 to Vancouver, their 7th defeat in 8 games. Lawson Cruz got the lone goal for Arizona, which allowed the Canucks to break a scoreless tie with 3 scores in a span of, I think it was just over 2 minutes. I think it was 2 minutes and a half or something early in the second period of that game. I think this will be. It's in Seattle, so I'm going to go with Seattle here, Coach, to win this by a score of 3-2. But it'll be a close game, I think. And our last game of the night is the New York Islanders and Vancouver. And just what can we say about the Islanders? Just to give you a bit of perspective here, they've got 43 games left to play over the next 80 days. So that's worse than Calgary's record, or a schedule that they have ahead of them. They need to make up 17 points in order to even enter the equation of getting a final wild card position. In other words, really, there's no time to waste for the Islanders. But the problem is, we've been saying that for at least the last 2 or 3 weeks. These games in hand mean nothing if, when they come up, you don't win those games. And they've been better, the Islanders, but they're far from the mark that they wanted to leave at the beginning of the year and the expectations that were set upon them. Tonight they begin a 4-game road trip by opposing the Canucks in the first game between these two teams in almost 2 years. The Islanders haven't played since February the 2nd, when they lost to the Kraken 3-0. The Canucks will be competing on a back-to-back set at home after they beat Arizona last night 5-1. Vancouver sits 4 points behind Calgary in the race for the second Western Conference wildcard spot. So again, as you were saying earlier, Coach, these are those 4-point games that are going to matter for teams. What one does and the other one doesn't is crucial, especially in the West, because I think in the East we're pretty much set. So the Islanders, I doubt we'll see anywhere near a playoff spot when all is said and done. The Canucks have won their first 7 games under Boudreau, but then They lost 9 of their past 15 games in a stretch in which they won back-to-back games just once. So inconsistency sort of hindered the Canucks a little bit, but they're still alive, and as long as they're alive, they're going to be playing well. I think, and Boudreau will have nothing but that. So I think they'll win this game 3-2 at home.
Bruce, there he is.
Hopefully.
4-3 for that one over there. Yes, everybody confirmed is Nashville, not Washington. Danny, about that one there. For that one, so I just want to confirm. Francois said 2-1. That's why I was waiting for him. A lot of people take Islanders.
Well, it's possible. I could see it happening, but I think Vancouver, if they want to stay in this game means a lot more to them than it does to the Islanders.
If someone trying their pick, we give him 0.5. Danny,
it's like the Frenchie quiz.
About that one there. And Kelly does not listen to us. Kelly's going 4-2 Islanders.
No, she listens to us and then just
nobody listens to us. Only Steve G said, I'm going with coach and then top. The last one, guy, don't forget, guys, to click on the likes before you go. We hit 30 likes, Mr. ENORTAP.
Awesome.
I need to find the page. Here we go. Bad news for me last night. I dropped from 18 to 21. I think I lost by 3 points. I don't know. Anyhow, anyway, I'm back again with Edmonton, Eskinen, OZ, and then I said the Edmonton right now, they have to produce tonight. McDavid, Draisaitl, and Goodrow. But you have a lot of good choice you can get.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to go with Seattle in net, and then I'm going to take Theodore from Vegas and Anderson from Calgary. And then forwards, I'm going all Nashville, Granlund, Duchesne, and Forsberg.
So I have a question for you. You go all with Nashville. Why you don't take Nashville?
I wanted to mix it up. What if they lose?
All right. John Gregor, I got you pick. Not a problem. I got also Danny, all you pick. Blake, Joseph Laham should go with Coleman. Thanks for letting me know. Cole, did you get my picks? Yes, by email, not a problem. Yes, Mr. Danny, you can talk. You can say something, not a problem. You know, here we go. Now we go back right away here about that one over there. So, look, that would be pretty good. You did very fast about that. Can we make a vote? Montreal finally won a game, and Otap need to shake his head about that one over there. I think I will give you a better one, Danny. He need to shave his head. One, the Montreal went 2 games back-to-back. That would be a little bit more easy that way, Danny.
No, we have Martin St. Louis. I'm not going to take that bet.
So what game do you stream tonight, Yamo? Great question. I think, Yamo, I'm going to come back with a power play show tonight, talking about the Montreal Canadiens and talk all its something like that. I'm going to follow also the game prior and then follow after that the game happening about that. Honestly, if I have to do only the game, my goal was to get Edmonton at 9:30 against Calgary. Is it Calgary Edmonton tonight?
No, it's Vegas and Calgary.
Yeah. So it was that game over there at 9:30. So that would be the one I was looking for. François Pitt, Martin Souris is there. Mr. ENORTAP, before you leave, of course, we have to go back here. And it's time to tell us it's time for you're going to be on breakaway. If I can get it, I'll be great. And you have to tell us what are you looking for tonight, Mr. ENORTAP.
Well, I'm looking for an exciting game out of Vegas and Calgary tonight. I think these two teams are similarly built. They both, are are contending teams. They need the victory, and I think this is going to go right down to the wire. I think it's going to be an excellent game, and of course, I'm always looking to see if Dallas ever gets consistent. Tonight they got Nashville at home. If they don't win this, I don't know.
Possible about that one over there. It'll be interesting how this is going to turn. A lot of teams have a big game tonight. You have to win to stay. More the team in Pacific will be an amazing, great race.
That's right.
In our tap during that one over there. So the good thing about that, one good comments from Yamo. He said, "Ken Martin said we can play." That's a good one about that one over there. Then welcome Mr. PN, Paul Body Norfolk, my condolences to Martin St. Louis. I can see that at some point. Welcome to join us tonight. Don't forget to click on the likes. And Mr. ENORTAP, I think we are at the end of the end. I think we did another great job. Thank you so much, Mr. ENORTAP. And you maybe not know that, but you are on the schedule tonight, 9 o'clock for the Power Play Show. If you have a chance to join us, check your schedule and let us know. We're going to try to invite also Mr. Andrew. So we're going to have the big connection of the Montreal Canadiens insider tonight talking about the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to do the Power Play Show at 9 o'clock p.m. with the Frenchie quiz. So until then, my friend, we want to welcome, we want to wish an amazing, great evening. But before we leave, Mr. ENORTAP,
You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you.
yes, Kelly, I got Robin hands, and you did 5-2 for Islanders. I got everything on the market right now. Until then, Mr. ENORTAP, we wish you an amazing, great evening. Hopefully see you at 9 o'clock. If not, it's all good. But we want to remind everybody, be well, be healthy. Of course, find a way not only to dominate your day, find a way to dominate your 2022. Have an amazing, great night, everybody.
Thank you.
We're just putting on a show.
Danny. Thank you, Kelly.
What do I
We love you.